What's up, guys? I'm espben360 come with my weekly prediction, my week 15 prediction this time. We are only 4 weeks away until the start of the playoffs, January 7th, Saturday, January 7th. That's the start of the playoffs. And with that, let's get into this. The first game we have the Miami Dolphins against the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to Miami Dolphins here. I think coming off a tough loss, and they should be lucky they're playing the Buffalo Bills. Losing Tony Sparano, their head coach. This is a chance for the Miami Dolphins to regather. And speaking of the game, I think they're gonna regather themselves big time here against a staggering Buffalo team. That has gone on a 7-8 game losing streak after that great start to the year. I think the Miami Dolphins will come and take advantage, run the ball efficiently, and rebound big time, and regather themselves after losing their head coach this week. Next game, we have the Chicago Bears against the Seattle Seahawks in Century Link Field in Seattle. I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks here. Upset. I think Chicago Bears stepping into the 12th man zone. It will not be easy. You got Caleb Haney under center, and then you got Marion Barber. I think this is gonna be a rebound week for Marion Barber, but still, the Chicago Bears will lose this one. I think Seattle's defense will make Caleb Haney struggle. That defense, yeah, they're gonna get a lot of sacks in this one, and they're gonna force Caleb Haney to have to beat him, which still he hasn't done this year as a starter. I think the Seattle Seahawks will put pressure, and their offense will come out and score enough points. I think Marshawn Lynch, he's gonna have another solid day against a tough Chicago defense, but I think he's gonna have a pretty solid day and help that offense with the passing game, and they're gonna win this one at home against the Chicago Bears. Upset. Next game, we have the Carolina Panthers against the Houston Texans. I'm going to Houston Texans here. I think coming off a big win, TJ Yates showing that he is the quarterback that can possibly take Houston far in the playoffs and give them a chance at least. I think last week he proved it. Being down by that much, he had to throw the ball a lot, and I think he did a pretty good job. I think he's gonna come back here and have another good day against the Carolina Panthers defense, and I think the Houston Texans win. That rushing game, you got that rushing game, you got that defense, and then you got TJ Yates, who's starting to get hot and starting to become a good quarterback for this franchise. I think you got that mixture. I think you got a winning formula, which you could, and I think that's why the Houston Texans will beat the Carolina Panthers here. Next game, we have the Tennessee Titans against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm taking the Tennessee Titans here. I think coming off a tough loss, Jake Locker led him back. I think he should sooner than later get the start. I think Tennessee Titans probably now being out of playoff contention, they should give Jay Cutler a shot here. Give him a shot against this Tennessee Titans defense. I think he's gonna have a good day if they play him. Chris Johnson, he's gonna be back. He's gonna have another solid day and help that offense keep moving the chains. And I think against a staggering Indianapolis Colts defense, you gotta take Tennessee any day. Next game, we have the Kansas City Chiefs against the Green Bay Packers. A Green Bay Packer win means Green Bay will play all of their playoff games in Lambeau Field and will be looking to perfection after that one. They interviewed Mike McCarthy a month ago when the talk started, and he said when we get to 14 or 15 wins, then we'll start talking about perfection. Well, with a win here, they might be starting to talk about perfection as we're heading down the home stretch. I think they're going to get an easy win against Kansas City, a staggering team, no quarterback, no running game, and really coming this season, losing Jamal Charles, losing Eric Berry before the year, they were looking like a staggering team, and then they lose Matt Castle. They just staggered even more. I think Green Bay Packers are gonna come, just execute your play, run the ball efficiently, just like you did last week against the Oakland Raiders, and you'll be able to win this one. Defense take over take over the game. We'll take over the game. A lot of sacks in this one, a lot of hurry, a lot of pressure by Tyler Paco, and a lot of turnovers. The Green Bay Packers leading the league in turnovers. They're gonna get a lot of turnovers in this game, and that's gonna help the Packers win this one against the Chiefs and clinch home field advantage throughout NFC playoffs. Next game we have the New Orleans Saints against the Minnesota Vikings. I'm taking the New Orleans Saints here. I think coming off a tough, hard-earned victory, it's time for them to have a blowout victory. I think they're gonna get that blowout victory against Minnesota. Now, if Adrian Peterson comes back, then that's gonna be a whole new ball game because he's gonna keep Minnesota in the game. But I still do think New Orleans gonna pull away and win this one. I think their offense is just much too explosive for that defense. I think Darren Sproles will have another solid against that Minnesota defense. They struck gold really good. They struck gold with this guy, the Saints, with Darren Sproles. And I think he's the main factor why their running game and their screen plays and those passing games have been working. It's because of him. I think New Orleans has found a real piece in their offense, a real explosive piece. They're going to use him in this game against Minnesota to take off that pressure of Jared Allen, to take off the pressure of Drew Brees and their offense. And I think they're going to get this one on the road against the Minnesota Vikings. Next game we have, or excuse me, at home, I think. I got to go search on that. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be on the road. Next game we have the Washington Redskins against the New York Giants on the road. This one I'm sure at MetLife Stadium. I'm taking the Giants here. I think coming off a tough, hard-earned loss win against the Dallas Cowboys on the road. They're gonna come back at home. They don't have no more games on the road. They're gonna kick off this last 3 games of home stretch. They got to go against the Cowboys for that NFC East. They're going to kick it off to a good start against the Washington Redskins, a team that has been staggering all year. They do have to face a stingy defense of the Redskins, but I think Eli Manning, their offense, will come out on top, score a lot of points, get to Rex Grossman, get a lot of sacks, a lot of turnovers, and I think the Giants will win this one against the Redskins. Next game we have the St. Louis Rams against the Cincinnati Bengals. I have to go with Cincinnati Bengals here. I think the Rams are just not in good position. Sam Bradford, with that injury, he's been slowed down. The only positive part about the St. Louis Rams is Steven Jackson. He's going to be running it all over the field. So I do expect with that rushing game for St. Louis to stay in this one, but I just don't think that they're going to be able to keep up with the power of the Cincinnati Bengals on offense. A.J. Green, Andy Dalton, Cedric Benson on the rushing, and that defense, they're going to be solid. I think they're going to hold up and beat the St. Louis Rams and stay in that playoff picture and that playoff race. Next game, we have the Detroit Lions against the Oakland Raiders. The battle of the top 2 most penalized teams in the NFL. The two, and you could call this the battle of the top 2 most undisciplined teams in the NFL. You could call it. I think Detroit having Sue back, they're gonna be able to bring pressure to to Carson Palmer, make him struggle in the pocket. I think the Detroit Lions will take this one. That running game will be back. That offense, I expect Calvin Johnson to have a couple touchdowns. Big stat line for Calvin Johnson, and the Detroit Lions take this one against the Oakland Raiders. Next game we have the Arizona Cardinals against the Cleveland Browns. I'm taking the Arizona Cardinals here. I think, and them being on that streak, they have done a lot of good things in that streak. They've been able to run the ball. That passing game has begun to shine again, just like before, just like in the back. Larry Fitzgerald, he's getting a lot of catches. I expect this trend to continue against the Cleveland Browns secondary, a struggling secondary of the Cleveland Browns. Excuse me. And the Arizona Cardinals come away with the victory against the Cleveland Browns. Next game, again, New England against the Denver Broncos. I'm taking the New England Patriots to finally stop that Denver Broncos streak. I think what kept Denver Broncos in those all games is that defense. I think they're going to be facing a more experienced offensive line. If you see Brian, you got Brian Waters, an all-pro tackle. You got Solder, who's been a fantastic offensive tackle, draft for the Patriots this year. And you got a lot of experienced offensive tackles, and then you got Tom Brady in the back, who can shred any defense, anytime, any given time. So I think that defense will struggle. The offense of the Denver Broncos will keep up. I think with a bad defense facing Tim Tebow and the Broncos, I think they will keep up. But the New England Patriots will just be too much for that defense to handle, and they take this game against the Denver Broncos. Next game, we have the New York Jets against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm taking the Jets here. I think coming in this one, I think Michael Vick will be facing his toughest test since that injury. And I think the New York Jets will bring the pressure to Michael Vick, sack him, get a lot of sacks in this one. Their offense will do enough against the Eagles' defense, and the Jets come away with the victory against the Eagles. Then next game, we have the Baltimore Ravens against the San Diego Chargers. I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens here. I think just in a better position. That defense has been solid. We'll see if they have Ed Reed back. Their leader of that defense. So and I think they're gonna have Ray Lewis back, their leader of the defense. I think he's gonna be back. If he will be back, that defense is gonna get a lot of turnovers and a lot of pressure. Terrell Suggs, he's gonna be back there on Phillip Rivers all night long. I think, and they take this game against the San Diego Chargers on Sunday Night Football. Then next game, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers against the San Francisco 49ers, a key matchup that has a lot of playoff potential. I'm taking the a lot of playoff implications. I'm still taking the Pittsburgh Steelers here. I think they're not gonna have Big Ben, high sprain. He's probably gonna likely be out in this one, although he's Big Ben, so you never know with Big Ben. I think he's still gonna be. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers will still get that victory. You've seen what happened when the San Francisco 49ers faced a great defense like the Baltimore Ravens a couple of weeks ago, and I think they're gonna face the same style of defense with what Pittsburgh's defense will bring, and that's gonna make their offense struggle. And the Pittsburgh Steelers take this game against the San Francisco 49ers. I thank you for watching, and peace out.